Okay, not great news about this guy. He stands at D. Plus. This guy flashes some red flags that you really need to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's unlikely to go far in his career, even if he talks a lot about big plans. He may speak confidently, but doesn't have the drive or staying power to back up those words with action. When things get tough or don't go his way, he'll probably lose his temper or simply walk away instead of pushing through.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is likely to break down rather than bounce back. He gets upset quickly and can react with anger or blame when faced with problems. So don't expect him to be calm or steady during difficult times.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work often find him difficult to get along with. He tries to be very proper in his words, but his temper and harsh reactions can quickly turn small disagreements into big arguments. Because of this, he's likely to have more enemies than friends at work.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he's more likely to feel insecure and upset rather than proud. Your success might make him feel small or threatened. And instead of cheering for you, he could react by snapping at you, making you feel guilty, or withdrawing into silence. This could lead to arguments, cold behavior, or even him bringing you down with harsh words.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, he's likely to feel resentful and insecure. This may show up as short tempers, rude comments, or him acting distant and cold. You may end up feeling punished just for doing well.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is careful with money, maybe even a bit strict about it. He likes to follow rules and routines when it comes to spending. And you might find he gets upset if something goes against his usual plans or if someone spends unexpectedly. You probably won't see him wasting money or buying things on impulse.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives a life he can afford and usually sticks closely to what he thinks is practical. He doesn't try to show off or pretend to have more than he really does. Still, you can count on him not to drag you into debt or false promises.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is quite tight with both money and his way of seeing things. When it comes to spending, he likes to hold on to what he has and may not be very generous, even with small comforts or gifts. This can make relationships feel distant and even stingy at times.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more likely to be controlling than open when it comes to money. While he may not flat out lie, he tends to keep a tight grip on what's spent and how it's managed. This can leave you feeling left out and frustrated, especially if you want a true partnership.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework is mainly your job, not something to share equally. He likes things in order and expects routines to be followed. So, if the house isn't tidy, he might criticize rather than offer to help. If you want a partner who rolls up his sleeves and helps out around the house, this may lead to disappointments.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to stand back and supervise than actually help with chores or diapers. He may point out what needs to be done or complain if things aren't up to his standards, but very rarely will he roll up his sleeves and do the work himself. This can feel frustrating and lonely if you want real teamwork in family life.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He usually just argues to prove he's right, rather than truly trying to see things from your side. When there's a disagreement, he's quick to defend himself and push his own ideas, even if it means raising his voice or not letting you finish. It's rare for him to genuinely listen or try to understand how you feel.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he is likely to say hurtful things or act aggressive. He doesn't control his temper well, so small issues can quickly turn into loud arguments or sharp, cutting comments. Sometimes he might even slam doors or use threatening body language when he feels pushed.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly, and it's a serious red flag you should not ignore. Quick anger can lead to a lot of shouting, hurtful words, and even threatening actions over small problems. No one deserves to live in fear or constant stress in their own home.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or takes responsibility when things go wrong. Instead, he's quick to blame you or someone else, trying to avoid admitting any mistake on his part. This can leave you feeling unsupported and always at fault, even when you've done nothing wrong.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is not likely to respect your boundaries and may not truly understand or accept that no means no. If you set limits or say you're not comfortable, he might push, argue, or even get angry instead of backing off. He tends to put his own wants first and can be forceful or stubborn when things don't go his way. This can make you feel pressured, unsafe, or like your feelings don't matter.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is the kind of man who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding your feelings, he might react with anger, sulking, or making sharp comments. This can make you feel guilty or pressured to give in just to avoid a fight.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Sadly, you can't fully trust him to handle private moments with care. If you ever have a disagreement or he feels upset, he may use things you shared in confidence to hurt, embarrass, or control you later on. This is not how love should feel.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not deeply loyal and can be easily distracted by other women. His need for attention and lack of empathy make it hard for him to stick to one relationship with true respect. If honesty and loyalty matter to you, this could leave you feeling unsafe and insecure.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is very likely to be overpossessive, showing jealousy and trying to control you. He might check where you go, question who you talk to, and get upset if you spend time with friends or family without him. This kind of behavior is not about love, it's about control.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what might seem like a protective nature is really a sign of a controlling personality. He may say he's worried about your safety or well being, but in reality, it's an excuse to watch over you, make decisions for you, or limit your choices. This isn't true care, it's control dressed up as concern.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will most likely expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. While he may have opinions about how things should be done, he's not one to jump in and share the load, especially with daily care or emotional support. True parenting is teamwork. Think about whether you want to carry that weight by yourself.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. Small problems can quickly make him angry, leading to shouting, harsh words, or even punishments that feel too strict. If you want a gentle, understanding parent for your kids, you may not find it in him.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to support your role as both a mother and your own person. He tends to see you mainly through the lens of your duties at home, expecting you to focus on the family and everyday chores above your own dreams or needs. You deserve a partner who wants you to flourish in every part of your life, not just as someone who serves others.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem supportive of your career at first, but could later ask you to quit once you have a child. He believes strongly in routines and traditional roles, so he may want you to stay home and focus only on family after the baby comes. You don't want to build a life with someone who only supports you when it suits his plans.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's likely to act polite on the surface with your parents, but not show real warmth. When they visit or call, he'll probably use good manners and say the right things, but you may notice that his kindness feels forced or a bit distant. Your parents might sense that he's not truly welcoming or interested in their well being. He's more likely to expect your family to change for him rather than try to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is more likely to make things worse instead of handling it calmly. He has a quick temper and doesn't like his routines or plans being disturbed, so small problems with your family can turn into big fights or harsh words. If you wish for peace and gentle solutions, this might not be what you experience with him.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may act modern with you alone, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife, daughter in law, in front of his relatives. In private, he might not mind your choices or independence, but once family and relatives are around, he wants you to dress, behave, and even speak in ways that match their expectations, no questions asked. Over time, this can feel tiring and unfair, especially if you value honesty and want to be yourself in all spaces.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or even side with his family rather than fully support you. He doesn't like getting involved in emotional problems and may choose to be silent or look the other way when you need him most. This can make you feel alone and let down when you're hoping for understanding and loyalty from your partner.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
Yes, he is likely to be a mummy's boy, putting his mother's wishes and opinions first, especially during conflicts. If there's a disagreement between you and his mother, he will almost always side with her, either by staying silent, making excuses for her, or directly asking you to adjust. It's tough to build a marriage where you are always expected to step back.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he's the kind of man who may share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. Instead of keeping your trust or working things out with you first, he's likely to run to them with your problems, looking for advice or taking their side. This can make you feel betrayed, exposed, and as if your relationship is never truly private.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy stands at B. Plus. Some of these red flags can really become a big deal. You've got to be very careful here. Being in a relationship with this man, day in and day out, can feel like you're always under pressure and rarely at ease. His mood can change quickly. One moment he's strict or bossy, the next he's distant or silent.